Israel is in the wrong.
All right.
I
Qatari.
stand with the free people.
There we go.
Our country is falling into chaos. Chaos.
Syrian jihadi leader. Read that in the news today.
Really? And we're in.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Last of Us, episode 5. A little late. I'm sorry. You can blame me for this one. I had a little trip over the weekend, but we're back. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there listening to this podcast.
You know that reminds me. I just have a little anecdote. I was also flying home on Sunday. And you know how in the TSA line, there's like 3 spots. And you're supposed to like slide down, so there are available spots.
You talking about like for the like actual security part where like you put your stuff on the conveyor
belt?
Yeah.
The conveyor belt. So I'm there. And there's one guy at the furthest slot, and then there's this older man and woman. And the guy at the third slot leaves. And I think to myself, well, I don't want to jump all the way to the third slot because then I'd be blocking them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sitting there. It's probably been like 30 seconds, a minute, and the woman's done. And she's just standing there in the second slot with her stuff. While the man is at the first slot. And I think to myself, how long is she going to be standing there? You know what? I am going to the third slot. The polite thing for her to do would be
move up.
to just move on or walk through the gate. She's done. Right? So I'm like, fuck it. She's not following the rules. I'm going to take the third slot.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Which, is, I would say, morally gray. Anyway. So I'm doing this. And, now I have blocked them up because while I'm halfway through my thing, he is finally finished.
Yeah.
And they're waiting on me. Anyway, but whatever. I go to get in line. She walks up to me and she says, that was a very rude thing you did to a mother on Mother's Day.
What?
What? Who are you? What? Who's to say you're a mother? I'm like, I don't know that.
I mean, well, how did you respond to that?
Yeah, what I said was, well, you're not my mother. and then she said, she said something, and your mother must be very disappointed in you because something about rude behavior. And then I thought to myself, don't say anything because you can't get in a fight with this old lady at the TSA. They won't let you through.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
wait till you're on the other side.
Anecdote.
Yeah, you wait till the other side and say, I hope your flight goes down, you old bag. And then you walk away.
Well, you know how it is with old white people, though. Next thing you know, she's calling Homeland Security on me.
That's true. But something tells me you'd be all right.
No, yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyway, did you have any interesting airport anecdotes?
Nothing like that. That's crazy. I mean,
I've never seen somebody be so combative to me in the airport. And what's frustrating is, and I should have just said this at the time, but when somebody initially confronts you, you don't always have your snappy comebacks ready.
You were ready with that one.
Well, I mean, no. But what I should have said was, you should have moved down. She was in the wrong. Why is she just standing there and waiting? It's blocking up the whole line for everybody.
It's true, but I kind of like your response better, to be honest with you. Do not elaborate. Basically, tell her to fuck off.
Anyway, let's get on with the app.
Yeah,
we can cut that if we need to.
No, I think that was good. I think it was more entertaining than the first half of this episode.
Oh, 100%. Did not enjoy the first half of this episode at all. It was like they made the guitar store scene and lengthened it by like 3x.
I Yeah. So I mean, okay. Let's talk about the beginning. We see a new character who is female Isaac. No Isaac in
Yep,
this
yep.
episode.
Very disappointing. What you introduce Isaac, and then you have like 3 episodes left, and you don't bring him back for
I know.
33% of the rest of the season.
Yeah. We learn that there's a basement in the hospital
Mhm.
that has a lot of spores. Some bad stuff going on down there, and they I don't understand why they don't have gas masks. Like as soon as you see the spores, wouldn't you just turn around?
I think it was a. I think this is the first time there's ever been an airborne infection.
I
I think it's
guess
new, so they didn't know what they were dealing
I
with.
guess I'm maybe I'm like so in the first game, there are sections of the game where like Joel and Ellie put on gas masks because of spores. Um
I didn't play the game.
I don't remember if
This
they
is the
do that.
first I
Yeah.
heard of an airborne infection.
Okay, maybe they don't do that in the show, that in the first season. I don't remember. But
Now, and maybe it was too late. Like
yeah. I guess that's true. I mean, I mean, I don't know how
it,
rapidly it's onset. Like if you breathe one
Nora
spore,
was on the ground in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
it's true, but she ran pretty deep into there.
That is true.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Ellie does see like those guys at the very entry, like pretty close to the entrance. So maybe it's very rapidly onset. I'll give them that. I just it's interesting because they I don't know if they do this in the game because I haven't watched the whole second game, but yeah, I guess it goes with reason that Ellie wouldn't have to worry about breathing in the spores because they don't affect her. That being said, the air quality it still must be hard to breathe, even if they're not like killing you. There's a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
I think Ellie's going beyond at this moment, you
yeah,
know? And to be fair, she was just walking.
fair enough.
Frankly, I loved that scene. That brought the episode all the way back.
Oh yeah, when she's fucking smacking her with the pipe, that was awesome.
That and when she's like, "Oh, I already know that Joel killed all the people in the hospital." And I don't know if that's her saying he told her, as I previously theorized,
Yeah,
or if she's saying I knew it in my heart the whole time, or I
I'm
suspected.
gonna guess he told her.
I I agree. That I mean, it's the thing that most explains the fight.
Right. And
Now,
the episode ends with her being in a very happy mood to see Joel. I mean, I imagine maybe the next episode starts and we see him telling her. I don't know.
I think that would be great. I could use a good Joel flashback right now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize why people are so upset that Joel died. It's not the same show without him.
No, he was.
Like the protractor joke, somehow when Ellie is making jokes with Joel, it's charming. But like when she's joking around with Dina about not having a protractor, and then the punchline is she actually doesn't have a protractor.
You're like, I hate you.
I'm like, it's bad dialogue. Bad. This is the first time in the show where I've been like, I feel like Bella Ramsey is not doing a good job.
There's only so much you could do with that line.
I mean,
Uh,
it's fair. Bad dialogue, bad acting. Who's to say?
yeah. But I,
I
I
think
mean,
if you
I,
were in an office building, you could pull that off.
yeah, I'm right there with you. I do think the actress who plays Dina does a good job.
Oh, she is excellent.
In the scene where she's talking about her parents or her mom and brother getting killed, that was good.
Yeah.
She does a good job.
No, and we talked about this last episode.
Yeah,
I think she's just a very good actress.
yeah.
Now, okay. The other thing, I just want to, I don't want to be Mister. I don't know, pedantic. I don't think turning the lights on in the theater was a good idea. Like the entire city is black. One night, some lights turn on in the theater. You don't think they're going to go investigate that?
That's yeah, a little short sighted. Also, it's
Like,
like, what do you need the lights on for? To go play guitar on a stage and have it be better lit?
yeah, I did not like that stage scene. I feel like they're just missing uh, the direction of the show is changing so much. At least for like half of it, and then the other half is back to The Last of Us that I like.
Yeah, it's
Although we may just be lacking a little diversity on the pod. I was watching Sinners last night in the theater with some friends of mine,
yeah.
and was mentioning how awful I thought the guitar store scene was, and they did not agree at all.
Oh, in Sinners.
No, well, we were in the theater chatting
Oh,
before the movie, and I'm like,
while the movie was playing, chatting very
you know how it
loud.
is.
You were saying
Yeah,
this guitar scene is much better than the one in The Last of Us.
and it was. Have you seen Sinners?
I did. I watched it in the theater.
That movie's fucking sick. That was an
I
amazing guitar scene.
That was the best scene in the movie. I gave the movie a 7.5.
I think I'm going higher than that. My only critique is I really didn't like that they were vampires. Like
I've
vampires is like
said
an
this. I said this
overused
when we
trope.
left the theater. I liked the movie more before they were vampires.
100%. Make them some other kind of demon. Why is it always fucking
They were
vampires?
also so stupid. The vampires were so dumb.
I
The climax of the movie sucked, in my opinion. Anyway, that's
I agree with that. I will say though, I did like the three original vampires a lot.
yeah, they were cool.
But anyway,
Anyway,
not to
sorry,
spoil
we're
that
talking
whole
about
fucking
something way
movie.
better than what we're supposed to be talking about.
But
They're
anyway, I guess my point is maybe we're not a accurate representation of the show's audience, but whatever.
Well, actually, I've been seeing so much hate for this show on Twitter, and I'm getting articles
Yeah.
fed to me about how terrible it is, and I'm like,
What?
it's not that.
Articles?
Yeah, I'm getting articles. It's not that bad. I don't. I've been enjoying it for the most part. People are
They're
fucking haters, bro.
fucking. I agree with what you're saying, and up until literally up until the guitar scene, I didn't have one real critique about the show.
Yeah.
I pretty much enjoyed all of it.
Um.
Um, but anyway, so moving on past the theater bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
yeah, I have a little note here that says show just ain't the same without Joel. So much exposition. They're talking for so long.
It's true.
And then
There's only 7 episodes, man. You gotta just go to the
yeah,
next thing.
you gotta do something. Um oh here's an interesting line I've written here. I like what the Pope is saying about AI. I
What
must
is
have gotten distracted during the show and pulled up Apple News.
what is the Pope
Um
saying about AI?
he's saying that he feels like it's replacing people and humanity and he doesn't like it. Which is such like a Butlerian jihad Dune thing, and I'm frankly all about it. I would love it if in like 500 years, it's the world is split into two factions: the technocrats, and then the Catholic Church, who's leading this like almost Amish lifestyle.
They'll be
Anyway,
wiped out.
no, that's the interesting bit. Is they're not? They've developed like a mentat type thing, like from Dune. Really, it's just Dune. I'm picturing Dune.
Okay, well that's a good idea. Have you seen the Dune game that's coming
And
out?
Dune Imperium.
It looks terrible.
I have not. I have played the other Dune game called Dune Spice War.
That's like a
Great game.
strategy game.
Yeah.
The
I used to play that with what's his channel name? At Core?
Core, yeah, Core Gaming.
Core? Core Gaming? Yeah, Core Gaming and I used to play that together.
Yeah.
Um
So yeah,
anyway,
a good future could
back
be
to sorry,
Dune.
back to the show. I apologize,
In
guys.
the
I am all over the place
so,
today.
well, I'll tell you about one more little quip
Yeah.
before we get to the real meat of this episode. I liked when they see all the dead scars and then it says like feel her love and then somebody underneath it said feel this bitch.
No, that was good. I like that. Yeah.
Damn. That's fucked
Well,
up.
I had one more note, which was I really did not like the scene where Ellie essentially gives up hope and says, "We need to go back," and only Dean is able to turn her around because I just don't buy that that's the same girl who brutally beats Nora with a pipe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They
Abby would never have turned around.
It's true. But you know, whatever. She's got like her new girlfriend who has a baby, and I'm gonna be a dad.
You're
So
right. You're right. You're right.
you
Maybe
know,
I'm just out of touch.
but
Uh,
whatever. Thank God,
I just
though.
can't help but feel like if Abby had been in that situation with the new girlfriend with the baby, she probably would have just kept going.
It's true. I mean, we don't know Abby's sexuality.
All
Uh,
right. Well, let's just say she had. I don't know.
I think
th-
both.
There's a baby in the picture.
Hey, maybe the show
I think
ends.
she's still. I think she could be pregnant, and she would still have bashed Joel with a golf club.
That's true. I also believe that.
But anyway,
Uh,
Jesse's. I would like to point out I stuck up for Jesse like 3 episodes ago, and I was right to do so.
yeah, I was gonna say the real Chad, the real father appears. Uh,
Like a fucking superhero.
Chad.
Um,
Yeah,
no, I thought that was a great scene, and it makes sense. I Tommy was never gonna let her just go,
right.
and Jesse's a stand-up guy apparently,
Good man.
willing to defy the council.
Yeah, I mean that being said, he's trying to take them back, which makes sense. I think it's a
I,
suicide.
I,
It's a bit of a suicide mission, no? Once you see how much of an army they got going.
well, and now they're contending with the people in the woods.
Yeah, it's like they've kind of stumbled upon like a war, and it's like no matter who you talk to, they're not going to believe you're on the other side or on their side, So it's everyone against you.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the woods people were very cool. I like that.
Oh, do you like when they sickled that guy?
Yeah, I liked all the fire. I liked the imagery. I thought they were a very well done. You know, it's difficult for me to reconcile these scars with the scars we saw that were massacred on the trail,
Yeah, there seems to be a division.
or maybe they deserved it.
I guess we don't know.
It's just hard to tell because we didn't know anything.
It's true. I want to talk for a second about the park they were in. That doesn't exist. Like
Are you sure?
in Seattle, next to a hospital like that.
There's no
No,
like Central Park
no,
situation.
no, no. I no.
I was just watching a movie about this white supremacist group, inspired by a true story, based out of Washington, near Seattle, and it very much reminded me of this. There were just people hanging out in the woods. They had their guns, and I thought maybe Seattle's just a breeding ground for nut jobs.
Well, that's partly true. But that's interesting. Why were you watching that?
I had a fever.
White
Had to
supremacy
watch
fever,
something.
baby. Yeah.
You never just get sick and be like, put this fucking shit on. It had Jude
I'll...
Law in it,
All right. Fine. Fair enough.
but you didn't. And Nicholas Holt. He was like the head white supremacist.
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, he was Beast in I think X-Men First Class.
He's
He was also in Renfield, I think. I think he was Renfield.
he's gonna be Lex Luthor in the new Superman movie.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He-
I prefer when Lex Luthor is like jacked.
yeah, 100%. I think the worst Lex Luthor has to be the Jesse
Eisenberg,
Eisenberg one.
but Nicholas Holt would be worse.
Yeah, because he's
Like
like in between nerd and like I don't know. He's just kind of like
I really bought him as a white supremacist leader though,
oh for
in
sure.
because he's like this gangly, unattractive guy who's disenfranchised with society, and um and yeah, so he had a real Hitler vibe to him, and it worked. I enjoyed the movie.
Yo, you know who'd be a good Lex Luthor? Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel would probably be a pretty good Lex Luthor. Well, Vin Diesel can't act though, is the problem.
Yeah, he'd just be kind of grunting a lot.
What about John Cena?
Oh, that would be good. Put him in a bald cap,
Except
or
he's already in DC.
you could use The Rock, and
See, but The Rock also can't act.
he does a
What
better
if you
job
just
than Vin Diesel.
Hulk Hogan and it just went for like a dumb
Oh,
Lex
that's
Luthor.
good. I like that.
Like, um, interesting. Yeah, no, well, I could go with like maybe a Miles Teller. I think he has the body for it. He's a good actor.
Johnny Sins.
Good pick. Good pick.
He'd be perfect. He can act.
I've never seen a Johnny Sins film.
I don't think I have either, actually.
Like I've heard the name so many times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how you find one. Well, I know how. You
you,
just search
you
Johnny
you can
Sins.
find him.
Can't be that
Uh,
hard.
all right, back to this episode. I want to talk about some. Everyone in this show can't aim. Not a single shot is landed this episode yet. I think probably 100 are fired. Um,
I think that's fair. There's a lot of missing.
yeah, they show Jesse and Ellie and Dina crossing the street with a spotlight on them, and
Oh yeah, you think there'd be totally
they're just, like
dead.
shooting at their feet, and even Jesse turns around for a second, but I think he's standing still. Whatever, and then
It just be
Ellie can't hit this bitch for shit. Granted, she's running with a handgun, but Nora falls
yeah.
down the elevator. She is not moving. Ellie misses.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Jesse hits some people with the shotgun though. No,
He kills the that's the other thing. He kills the zombies in like one shot, but he can't fucking hit the person. Whatever.
it's a classic problem.
Yeah, I just wish they'd make it a little more like the timing's a little better, so it's a little more believable. But I feel like they start shooting at them as soon as they start to go across the street. It's not like
And
they
they
caught
still
him at the
didn't.
last, and they're just like, I don't know. I feel like somebody should be getting hit. They fucking hit Dina with an arrow from
Well,
a million miles away.
I do think that's a thing though. And in movie logic, you are far more likely to hit somebody with an arrow than a gun.
That's true.
I don't know why they went that way, but I guess it's just because you only get one shot.
It's true.
You can miss 9 times with your gun, but
Is what it is.
so anyway, and then there's the Nora scene. How injured do you think Dina is? Do you think this is the thing that kills her?
Nah, I think she'll be fine. I think though she'll be like she'll have to go back. Like obviously she can't keep going.
So
I mean,
no, she's gonna die.
right.
And especially now that Jesse's here, it's definitely gonna be a situation where Dina and the baby dies, and that's all that's left is the two dads who kind of don't like each other.
The two dads. But, does wait, you think Dina's gonna die from the arrow or just in general?
Maybe she gets a little infection. I just we've talked about this. She's gonna die. It's like as soon as you think somebody's gonna make it, that's the one that
Yeah, you're right.
it's gonna be so emotionally difficult when they kill her.
I just
And Ellie's gonna be so mad, and now Jesse's gonna be so mad too. Although I don't think he knows about the baby.
man, if I was Nora, I'd
Um,
be so pissed. How did this girl infiltrate them and then she tells them to shoot her? They can't hit her. I whatever.
it's true. She made it to a lot of facility.
Nobody did anything. What kind
I
of
don't know how she's
fucking
gonna get out.
what kind of base of operations is this?
And how did they not know that there was shit in the basement? How long have they been there? I didn't understand.
I just
And it just so happens that none of it's leaking upwards.
uh, I mean you just gotta burn those floors, right?
I
There's a
think you
whole
got to move out.
yeah.
Just get the fuck out of there. I don't see any actual zombies down there.
It's just just mushrooms.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do about that. You got to bring the team.
Yeah, you gotta fumigate,
Um,
smoke it out.
but anyway, I enjoyed the second half of this episode. Fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, well,
Let's just
it's a
say
shame.
if there's no Isaac
Mhm.
in the next episode, you you're probably gonna be pissed.
Well, we're gonna have a problem because why would you introduce Isaac and then not use Isaac?
That's true. I mean, they only got 2 episodes left. That being said, bet you he runs up a large bill.
Oh, 100%.
So
Well, and where's Abby?
yeah, she's not getting paid either.
You were telling us episodes ago, you thought we were going to get an Abby POV. I'm
Well,
surprised there's been nothing.
Well, I know in the game they make you play as Abby. There's been 0 Abby in the show.
Shocking.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, I'm going to give that episode a 7.
I think that's honestly. I'm giving it a 6.5.
I thought about that too. But as a progressive, center left, this is we can't upset our base.
Well, I was pissed that a male figure had to come save the women that were clearly powerful enough to take down the situation. And that he, disenfranchised them like that. So that's why I docked off some points.
Hey, power to you, brother. Power to you. Now, I will say, as a little stinger, the final 3 episodes of Andor came out.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. What's today? Thursday? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Anyway, Andor Season 2. Andor in general may be the best piece of Star Wars media they've ever made. And I get that it only works because Star Wars exists. Like, if you made the show in a vacuum, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like a build to Rogue One, which is in itself a build to New Hope. But it's so good. So,
I gotta get on it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I would say my complaint, and this is just a Star Wars complaint. You probably heard it before. How is it that one blaster shot kills everybody? Doesn't matter if you wear an armor. Doesn't matter the kind of blaster.
Why do they even wear armor?
One time. Well, the stormtroopers do. Yeah. Why? I don't know. Like, that's an upsetting thing to me, and I think that they do it so it's good for kids and there's no gore or anything. It's almost like you got stunned. Nobody knows.
They should be. Yeah, the blaster should be tearing limbs off.
Yeah, it should make pop right through the shoulder or something. Like, and maybe that's also like A New Hope, saving a little money on special effects. And I'm just gonna come out and say it. Saw Gerrera is my favorite Star Wars character now.
Saw Gerrera.
He's played by Forrest Whitaker, and Forrest is just amazing. Like Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker for a reason. At least I think he's won it all.
What did you just say? Did you speak an English sentence? What did you just say?
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, but no, the whole thing you just said. What did you just say?
He won an Oscar.
Nah, you said something else.
Wait, what?
I don't know. We'll play that back in post.
Like Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, I'm just saying he's the best actor in the series, doing a great job. Really brings a gravitas to every role that he's in.
Well, you heard it here first. Get on Andor.
You gotta get on Andor.
And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back for the next episode. There's 2 left. I'll be honest. I don't know. What are they going to do in 2 episodes? I feel like I will be disappointed anyway. We'll see.
Oh, you want to talk predictions for a second?
Oh, sure. We'll give a little prediction. Here's my prediction.
Yeah.
Ellie finds Abby. Dina tries to find Ellie. Dina dies. Ellie is so angry.
Yeah.
She kills a lot of people. Abby gets away. She realizes what she's done. Leaves her be. Goes home.
That is within the realm of possibility. I would give you like a 30% chance that's what happens.
Yeah.
I think Abby gets killed.
Oh, by who? Somebody else?
No. By Ellie.
Oh.
I think it goes down. Now it's possible Ellie like becomes Isaac somehow or some shit. I don't know. The question is, how does Isaac play into this? They really beefed up the character, so he's gonna be part of the ending. But how?
He's basically the Rickon of this show.
I don't know if I would go that far. Who is the Rickon of this show? You know who the Rickon of the show is?
Tommy.
The therapist.
Oh, you're
Not in a
right.
good way, but she is the Rickon.
She's pulling the strings from behind the scenes. That's how the show
Yeah,
ends.
yeah. You know she's the reason the vote didn't go their way. She's
Exactly.
been brainwashing the community for years.
Oh, they're gonna cut to all the people she's hypnotized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they show up, they get home after killing Abby,
And she's killed everyone in
and
Jackson.
they don't remember them.
Yeah.
They won't let him in, and then they try and enter anyway, and that's when they kill Dina.
That's the perfect ending.
I think, yeah, a real Machiavellian twist. No, that's not a Shyamalanian twist.
Shyamalanian. Speaking of Shyamalanian, and I know we've talked about a lot of random bullshit on this podcast, so I apologize. I watched Trap on the plane
Oh, is
ride.
that good? Like
Terrible.
that?
Terrible movie. So bad. Real bad. Don't watch it.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. You know what I watched on the plane?
But
They had Mad Max Fury Road
good
Black and
film.
Chrome edition,
Oh.
which is like the black and white Mad Max, and I popped it on. I'm like, maybe it's better. No, not at all.
It
In
seems
fact, it's worse.
yeah, there's no color.
Why would they make it if it's not better?
I don't know, to get people
I
to
thought,
collector's edition buy it and have it sit on their shelves forever.
like, somehow I thought it would be crisper. Like, everybody would have, like, really sick jaw lines or something, but, not really.
No.
Yeah.
Immortal Joe looks the same in black and white, just as pale.
Yeah, I get what they were going for, because in many ways it is really like a washed out, everything's yellow,
Yeah.
and the War Boys are so white to begin with. But would not recommend. If you've seen Fury Road in color, you do not need to watch Black and Chrome. And I actually think the whole reason they made it was they came up with the name Black and Chrome. It was like, we gotta.
Well, we got to make money off this.
Yeah, and really, the whole thing, I think you could just import into Adobe Premiere, throw a filter on it,
There you go.
and put it right on the Amazon Prime store for sale. Probably costs like $10.
Well, there you have it.
Anyway, I apologize, folks.
Thanks.
Not our finest episode. We'll try and be better next week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for coming in. We'll hey, keep your eyes on the horizon. Something special might be coming towards the end of this
Oh,
month.
shit.
Towards the end of this month.
Oh, shit, really? Something special.
Something special. We'll see.
I wonder what that could be.
It could be anything. I don't know.
What's going on with your Blueprint stream? Are you done?
No, we'll be streaming Blueprints again. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight.
That could be nice. I
If
need
you're-
something monotone, something droll.
Okay. Well.
It's not good to have engaging content when you have a fever.
Okay. All right. Well, that's enough out of you. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.